All right. Here we are, Saturday night. And it's a cold Saturday night. At least where I'm at. Oh, shit. I'm not trying to burn things down, but yep, that was a little much. So let me get some of my cedar going here real quick. And then we can begin readings. If anybody's got a chart they're having me look at, so far I think it's going to be slow, so we're good. And if it is, I kind of wanted to do something not super different, but a little bit different, because I don't have any names of anybody ahead of time. So that to me is okay, a slow night. So I might do a little switch up. Okay, here we go. Now this is what I wanted. Our big poof of cedar. Yeah. Okay. So here we are. It is Saturday. It is December 13th. And you are in the Star Room. We talk astrology. We look at charts. Sometimes we do paranormal. It just depends. And this is our live stream. And I do a private live the last Saturday of every month. It's a private live. We look at charts, same setup, but it's private. It's very private. It's limited spaces only. If you're interested in that sort of a thing, send me an email. All the details are down below. Email me and I will communicate with you. And before I go any further, this live stream thing, there's a vertical format and a horizontal one. Okay. Horizontal one, you can see charts. Obviously, if you like vertical, because it's easier for you to just like hold your phone and just be like this and you just want to listen in, that's cool too. But for people who actually want to look at a chart, if I'm looking at your chart, or if you've sent a gift to the channel and you want to come on and chat, you might want to see yourself on the screen or however you want it. Horizontal works better. You can see the charts. I think the chat might be easier. I don't really know because I've never been on that side to really talk about that. But in the meantime, that's what's going on so far. I got to kind of just move some things out of the way and try to find out. Oh, there's the chat. Okay. Yeah, StreamYard makes things they're always moving things around on me. And it's not rocket science, but it takes a little acclimating with all the different stuff. Okay. So it is cold. I don't know about you guys, but let me know. I think we're in the negative. Not wind chill. Of course, the wind chill is negative, but our regular air temperature, I think, is in the negative. And if it isn't right now, I know we're headed that way. So it's a little chilly. All right. Let me get on the ball here. I see we got Candy Kirsch. What's going on? How are you doing? Good to see you. Teamwork. Hello, teamwork. How the heck are you doing? Let me move along. Stacy's got a comment already. Would someone do the list? Don't worry about it, amiga. Oh, no. Internet problems. Okay. Oh, internet's one thing. I hope to God you don't have a power outage. Stacy's in Alaska, if anybody doesn't know. Yeah. We can't have any of that happening. No. Don't worry about this live stream. You do what you got to do for you. We'll be here regardless. And if we're not, we're not. The world will keep on going. That's for damn sure. Hello, Izzy. Hello, Candy Kirsch. Cassie, oh my God. Cassie, how the hell are you doing? Princess AK, how are you? Hope all is well. Hope things are doing good. Steffi's here. Hey, Steffi, how are you? Before I go further, yeah, the live stream, the private lives for January, that one's already full. All right. That one filled up. That one filled up pretty fast. So if anybody's interested in a private live, want your chart looked at privately, right? Just a handful of other people there, small group. You can just comment below, or I'm sorry, actually go to the email under the video. That's what I meant to say. Go to the email and I'll communicate with you and how you can get in on that. And again, last Saturday of every month. And I also want to announce that I am going to be incorporating, I'm going to be weaving in from these regular live streams that we're here every Saturday. So obviously when we're not here, that means we're on a private live and that's why you can't see us. Yeah. So what I'm going to be doing is incorporating starting, I believe, in 2026. I'm not positive. I'm going to try to do it for January, kicking it off in January, where there will be an additional private lives, but the additional one, which will take place on a Saturday, right? So that limits the amount of, YouTube live streams because there's only so many Saturdays in a month. That will be for like astrology classes type of thing. Okay. So if you're interested in that, also comment or also go to the email down below and then we can start a conversation through there and I'll let you know the details. So with that said, I need to win the lottery. Yeah, we all do. That sounds good. Let's do it. Oh, it's 15 where you are. Negative 15. Oh, you're in Canada. Well, thank you for sharing, Canada. Thank you for all the wonderful yeah, crisp weather you're sending our way. Arctic crisp weather. Yeah. All right, so let's get through this. I don't see, like I said, nobody sent me. There's nothing. I don't have anything specifically scheduled. Nobody's communicated to me ahead of time. So what I kind of wanted to do is I kind of want to switch today up a little bit. Yes, Steffi G or whoever, if y'all anybody interested, like I said, just email me. I've got people interested. So, and those classes yeah. I kind of want to keep them small, whether it's a private lives or an astrology class. I kind of want to keep it small. So it's limited spaces all the way around. Limited spaces because it gives people the opportunity to talk and to have specific questions about, whatever they have specific questions about. Otherwise, yeah, it's easy to get lost. And I've been in those rooms. I've been in those classrooms where there's 10, 15, 12 students or whatever. And it's just astrology, especially when people are first starting off, man, it can be, it's an area where if people get off on the wrong foot, they're like, oh, I'm never doing that shit again. Do you know what I'm saying? And I don't want people to walk away with that feeling at all. All because, somebody didn't have the time or the patience or they didn't feel comfortable. I don't want it to be that way for people at all. So I'm going to try to make sure everybody gets taken care of. So, Christy, how are you doing? Are we looking at your chart? Because you would typically be number one. I'm going to go through these fast, everybody, just so you know. It's Christy and then teamwork. Stacy said she thinks her power is going. Her internet has been giving her problems. That's totally understandable. So Christy's number one, teamwork number two. Izzy would be number three. Cassie, we've missed you too. You would be number four if you're still with us, if you're still hanging out with us. And for those of you who are in the vertical, I see some of you, at least on my end, it shows me that some of you are in the vertical. Yeah, which means you're pretty much just going to see my big head. And to see a chart, it gets really insane. It's only at the top of the screen. But you can go to the main channel page, the YouTube Allastrology page, and you should be able to pick. There's a vertical and there's a horizontal. You should be able to pick horizontal if that's what you want. So number 4, Princess AK, number 5. You would be number 5. You said you're number 1, you're number 5, unless I don't know how to count. There's 4 people ahead of you. Yeah. Yeah, the list is me. Yeah, our list person is taking is yeah. List person's not going to be here. Having issues. So you got to listen for the number that I give you. You're number 5. Yep. Steffi G, number 6. Number 6. Alyssa's here. Hello, Alyssa. You'd be number 7. All right. Candy Kirsch is passing. All right. Thank you for saying passing. Hope you're doing well. Teamwork. That means you are the next person up. Again, I'm going through these quickly, guys. I've got, I kind of got a different plan, like I said. You will all be interested in it, though, of course. It's astrology. And it's covering a little bit of 2026. Just some specifics that are actually kind of big. And it might, I don't know, just might help to have a little rapport with it while we're on the topic of looking at charts and stuff. So teamwork, are you ready? Teamwork, you would be number 2. It would be your turn, teamwork. Let me get teamwork's name up here. Yeah. Teamwork, are you here? You're number 2. And teamwork, it looks like you would be in the horizontal format, which is good. Steffi, I see you're on the horizontal. I see Princess AK's on the, or was on the horizontal. Yep. Okay, teamwork's not responding. I'm moving to the next person. Izzy, because Candy Kirsch passed. Izzy, you're next. According to this, that's what it says. Izzy is next. Oh, okay. So teamwork said, no, thank you. I'm passing. No problem. Thank you very much, teamwork. Thank you for letting me know. Izzy said, I'm here. Izzy is Francesca. All right. Okay, let me go find your chart, Francesca. And you're in the vertical. Francesca's like, I don't want to see my chart anyway. So let me get your chart up here, Francesca. Woo. Yeah, we're having really, I mean, it's normal to have cold weather, and it's normal for sometimes to dip into the negatives. But I think in like 4 days, we're going to be almost 50 degrees above 0. Yeah. No shit. That's like in 4 days. I was like, that's too goddamn much. That is just too extreme. The swing, like we're in winter. Can we just stay in winter until we're not in winter? That's kind of how I like my, it's kind of how I like my seasons. Okay. Like, what the hell? All right, Francesca, got you on the screen. And let me, I don't know how you guys are doing this, but this damn thing. Yeah, I don't know how you guys do this. How do you, anyway, let me see if I can see it here. I mean, the 50 degrees, it's like, oh, that is not winter. What the hey? Oh, let's see what we got going on here. Okay, so Francesca, here's something that's kind of jumping out in your chart at this moment. And yeah, it happens to be your natal sun at 2 degrees, and it's in Sagittarius. If this is your chart, November 25th, so you just had a birthday. I don't even know if I said happy birthday, happy belated birthday. Is this the right chart? Yep. Saturn in the 8th. Yep. So your sun, I don't know if you can see this, your sun at 2 degrees, Sagittarius is always thinking about the future. And at 2 degrees, that's Venus saying the love boat. Like, that's just what it is. That's totally what it is. Always thinking, it's in the house. It's in the mind of the house, the 3rd house, the mind. And you even got Mercury in Saggy. So Saggy's all lit up right now because it's Saggy season and we've just got a ton of planets here. But your natal sun at 2 degrees is is screaming. Yeah, with Jupiter infusing it and expanding upon it and making it bigger than it needs to be, right? It's almost like an addictive type of a thing, actually. Anytime we talk about Jupiter, because it adds to something, it can drive us nuts, right? It really can because it just kind of takes it and inflates the hell out of it. So, in the 3rd house of my mind, it would be hard. This would be a thing that would, like, always be at the forefront of the mind. Yeah, it would be that broken record. It would be the broken record or yeah, that's probably a little dated, isn't it? What would you say that is nowadays? Where something is just stuck on the same thing and it hasn't moved, right? It's like stuck on repeat or what are some of those movies where they do where it's like Christmas all day, every day, over and over, or Groundhog Day? That's the kind of thing, right? Where the dude was stuck like in a loop type of a thing. So, because it's in the placement of the mind, what I think about, what I talk about, communicate about, but I'm always focused on that future part of it too, because it's Saggy, and Saggy's like, yeah, all about the future. It kind of has it may get some inclinations and some sensations and inklings and information about what's coming for it in a prophetic type of prophecy, sagey kind of way. It could happen, right? And it doesn't help that your sun at 2 degrees, it trines your Chiron also at 2 degrees in your 7th house. So this partnership thing and love, it's it's always connecting, it's always firing, it's always getting fired up. So what I will say is 2026 is a time where we can experience, depending upon the kind of work we've done, if we've been intentionally focused and working on on a cellular level, literally, like a SOULULAR, cellular level of doing the soul's work, which is the heavy, deep, you know, really ingrained kind of stuff and ending cycles. The hope is to see the other side and to have the awareness where I have grown and I can move on, where I graduate. And so 2026 does hold the opportunity for that, the graduation of moving forward. If we have done the work, if we have been intentional, there is an opportunity, there is a window of almost ending like even a generational kind of um, karmic kind of stuff because fire is going to be super prevalent. The fire energy will be very prevalent in 2026, very strong. And since we're talking about fire, you've got the mind in fire in your 3rd house, your sun is there, your Mercury's there. Yeah, and it's in your 7th house is also that, right? The fire energy in Aries is amped up. But that Saggy stuff is definitely thinking and learning. It's what about the learning? And when you have to, think about shared values, shared resources, bonded energy, Scorpio stuff, where it's not mine, it's ours, right? Because you got a little Scorpio in your 3rd, and that Venus, your natal Venus, is right there on your 3rd house cusp line. If you've been doing the work, if you've been intentionally focused on communicating and being aware and moving forward in a unified manner where it can work and you've gotten beyond the wounds of the self and the desire, it can you can go places, and you don't have to go alone, right? But Remember, I've talked to you in the past. I I can't even tell you how many times we've talked about this. But the Saturn in the 8th is saying there are delays until there's a transformation and a change. That's just the way that works, okay? So it's really not my answer. It's up to you. It's in your lap. It's in your hand. The ball's in your court. All right. And Candy Kirsch. All right, then it goes to Cassie. Is that right? Is Cassie here? Cassie might have just stopped in to say hello and left. That's a good possibility. Is Cassie here? Cassie, are you out there? Oh, someone wrote a list. Oh, Lou S is here and wrote a list. Oh, well, that was nice of you. Thank you, Lou. I think it's going to be slow because, like I said, I haven't. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Yep. Stacy, Izzy. Okay, been there, done that. All right. Um. Yeah, Cassie's probably not here. So Princess AK, then I think that goes to you. I know there's a delay, so when I call people's names out, right? It's like, oh, geez, just skipping over them. No, but unless people have sent channel gifts, we're doing speed readings. That's just the way we got to do it. We're moving along. That's right. There you go. Lou's got it. We take a roll call throughout the live. That's right. So keep your ears open. People walk away. People fall asleep. Someone goes to the bathroom. Someone's getting something to chow on, something to drink, whatever. I understand that. But the live stream still has to flow. It still got to go. All right. Um, okay, you're welcome. You are welcome. All right, so Princess AK, are you here? Hey, Elliot. Is that Elliot Franks? Yep. I see you. How are you doing? Alyssa says, I'm here. Oh, you did send me. Oh, my bad. Sometimes it's just like, wow. No, it's a slow night. It's not too late to get on. You just got to go through the roll. You got to get in line. That's all. And then when they call your name, your number on that list. All right, let me get to the thing. So Princess AK, where are you at? You're next on this list. Then it's Steffi G. Then it's Lou. Lou S is next. Let me go back and look this. Steffi G. Let me see how Lou wrote this so I can see if I got this right. The name first, then the number. Okay. That means Princess AK, then Steffi G, and then Lou S. Oh, but she put passing after the number 7. Got it. Okay. I hope I understand this. All right. Princess AK. I think Princess AK must have left. I said the name 3 times, right? All right, we're moving along. If you leave, we got to go. We got to go. People come in and people leave. Steffi G. Steffi G, are you here? Is Steffi G here? Let me take this off the screen and then there you go. I can highlight it on my end so I can see what's going on. Steffi G, are you around the corner? You want to go to the bottom? Really? You want to be in the last place? Yes. Do you have the streamy thingy? Yeah, I can do that. I got the streamy thingy. All right, Steffi, there's the streamy thingy. Yep. All right, Steffi, I put the thing there for you, the streamy thingy for you. And let me get your chart up here. And then when you get in, we'll pop you on and we'll chit chat. And then after that, I don't think Alyssa's on this list that Lou wrote. Alyssa, I don't know why your name's not on this list. Is Alyssa? Yeah, Alyssa's name's not on here. I'm just checking, like, are my eyes working? Sometimes they don't. Sometimes all this. Oh, let me get Steffi in here. Hello, hello, hello. All right, I hear somebody.
Hi, it's me.
Oh, it's you. Woohoo. So tell me what you got to do on your end for it to work out.
Good evening.
Good evening. It sounds good. Sometimes it sounds crazy, not just you, but like when people come on for the first time, I can hear me talking in the background and I'm like, "Oh my God."
I know, I'm hearing double.
Oh, are you? Oh, that sucks. I'm not, thank God.
I don't know. I'm gonna get my pad out and try to do it that way. It worked best.
All right, let me get your chart up in this thing and then we'll.
Okay. Anyway, I think that class idea is really cool. I would love to do that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, just send me an email. And yeah, we'll start from there. We'll kind of start at I mean, I know everybody walks in at a different place. Everybody walks in, some have zero knowledge, some have a nice chunk of knowledge already. So I'm going to try to definitely incorporate that. I don't know if you would necessarily want to be interested in like the 101. I think you kind of know the 101. But initially I have folks who are definitely interested in a 101. I've got people who are asking. And so I'm definitely going to start there and would love to be able to have where I can switch it up other Saturdays. It can be, okay, this is 202, this is 303, we can do it that way, where at least everybody's in a spot where they feel comfortable, and then if people don't know, I will know what they know or don't know, not that I'm, like you, I know you're not 101. So
102.1.
Well, no, I think you have a really solid foundation, because I know you've studied lots of other stuff as well. I think you have a very good foundation. I mean, for someone who has done a lot of the studying already, you would know what you don't know better than I would. And so just communicate that to me and tell me what it is that you want. What it is where you're like, "Oh, I wanna know more of this," or, "I don't feel like I know this enough." And you just let me know what that is, and I'll figure out where to put that.
The
Make sense?
asteroids are the biggie that the extra asteroids and lot placements, and I get a little lost on that sometimes.
Yeah, well, like I said, just let me know in the email. And if you want to give examples or whatever, that's fine. But wherever you feel like you could improve upon and you would enjoy, just spending a little bit more time talking about it and learning, absolutely. Because anytime somebody has a question, there's definitely going to be another person who has that same question, at least one other person, if not everybody else. So I think it's worthwhile. All right, so I've got you on, and I don't hear you now, but that could just be me talking.
That chart is definitely not mine.
Oh, it's not yours? Oh, I got the wrong chart up. Yeah, I do have the wrong chart up. Oh, you're right. It's another. I put you. I labeled you. Oh, apparently I have 3 of you. Well, that doesn't say Steffi G. How about this one? Steffi G. That one's you. March 27th, Capricorn rising at 3
Ding,
degrees.
ding, ding. It's a winner. Yay.
Ding, 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 ding. All right. So
Yeah.
what are we checking out?
Yep.
I don't hear you. Are you there?
I don't know.
Oh, is that what you said? You said you don't know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Well,
Yeah, you
you
hear me.
you you're switching jobs.
I know Mars is going over my ascendant. So get ready for that.
Say that again. I think your voice is going in and out or something. I'm not sure. If it's a distance to the phone or whatever device you're using, or if it's a internet thing, it could be anything.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can. Yeah.
Okay, so look, the Venus up in the sky is sitting right on your Neptune right now. You see that?
Oh yeah, I see that. Totally.
Look at that. So having the Venus and the Neptune, what do you what yeah. What does that mean for you? Neptune
Me.
can be our
Well, my
perceptions.
Neptune's retrograde, so it's
It
like
is. It's a strong ass Neptune.
delusional.
Well, I said
12.
perceptions. But with what? With values, because it's Venus. You follow? Yeah. So your perceptions about money, but even a little bit of the future involved in it because of
Yeah.
that Sagittarius energy. And Sagi's always kind of like, okay, what's coming down the pipe, man? I'm thinking about the future. Um, and so years, of course, being in the 12th house and in all that Neptune, extra Neptune energy has a spiritual, definitely this more spiritual type of vibration, but it can also be a little bit of, I don't want to say entertainment, but yeah, 12th house is definitely putting on a show. Absolutely. 12th house. So maybe you're doing a little thinking. I even think you mentioned something
Well,
about
12th house is hospitals too, so
it is.
that's
It is. It's hospitals. Absolutely. Healthcare, health healing institutions. I agree. I totally agree. So making that money,
yep.
but the Neptune energy and the Venus connecting, the institutional energy, um, this Neptune for you, yeah, even your freaking Neptune says you're gonna work with the public,
Yes. I've been super, super, super busy.
but a hospital is definitely working with the public. Absolutely. But that thing that you mentioned once before, yeah, that's still the same thing, working with the public. But this can be tricky. And I will say, in general, just like I did with the last chart, moving forward, the fire stuff is really going to be lit up. So that means the Saggy energy for sure. Obviously, the Leo and the Aries, all of them get lit up because fire energy is going to be a big deal going into 2026 in general. So, have you been having a hard time sleeping?
Bring it.
Did you say bring it?
No.
All right, I'm having a really hard time comprehending what's going on, so I'm not sure if you're talking to me or somebody else. Are you there? Did we lose you?
No, I said bring it. Let's go. Let's go. Fire it up. Let's go. It's already fiery anyway.
Well, no, and it doesn't have to be a bad thing, I mean, there can be some intense energy, sure, and a lot of new and initiating and starting, but solidifying, it's a strong solidifying energy to something that you kind of already dabbled with. We think Aries energy and how Neptune was in Aries.
Yes, I can see that, and even though it's quite different.
Yeah, well, this is definitely more of a solidifying energy to that because Neptune will be back and then it'll have support when Saturn comes through and really says, okay, here's the groundwork. And so, just like the last chart, well, not identical, of course, because your Sagittarius in your 12th, but you in your third house, you have fire there as well. So, whoo, yeah, you'll have the Neptune and the Saturn with the new beginnings, but solidifying kind of something that you already began that the Mercury in the 3rd house energy, it's like scattered in a way. So it might try a little bit of this, a little bit of that, it's kind of sampling things. And Aries probably gets bored or yeah, likes to just it really likes starting stuff. I'll put it like that because it's fresh, and it feels like a pioneer. And that's where Aries likes that kind of energy. So I would say in general, the talking, the
Right, and then
communication.
add to it my anoretic gem moon, and then add to that my Uranus. So
Yeah, but this is energy that you're saying, "Hey, I'm kinda used to it." But yeah, the group energy, even your 11 degrees Uranus and Scorpio, my god, it's a retrograding. So it's strong. It's really strong, and it is about being kind of solo in a way or standing out, but even like a little bit of that boss energy, but definitely a little bit of a rebel for sure. For sure. So social causes would be big possibly.
yeah, I try to keep my mouth shut as much as possible.
Yeah, unless you're in an
Oh,
environment where they want you to speak, where it's like you're called upon and you're being asked to talk. That's yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So the Mars, I started talking about this. Mars is in your
Yeah.
12th.
I
Mars is
can't
in
wait to lead some strikes one day. Oh, did I say that out loud?
you can't wait for what? So I don't know, but are you
Oh,
hearing me and
yeah,
listening to me on
to
another device and you're
organize some strikes.
yeah, that's what's going on. So there's a delay. There's a huge delay, and you're answering something okay, that's the problem. All right, we're having a really weird, really
Sorry.
weird
Yeah.
talk. No, it's because I can hear the
The
background now.
loudest one is what I'm responding. Let me let you go.
All
I'll
right,
just type it.
okay. I think I think you said you're gonna type it. I think that's what she said. Yeah, I think that's what she said. It's so complicated. So, oh, yeah, but this couldn't have been easy with Mars in her 12th. I didn't know she hadn't been sleeping forever. Or maybe I did. Maybe she said that in the past. But as Mars went through her 12th house, that probably didn't help at all either. But the good news, Steffi, if you're still with us, this Mars, you're going to give it a few more days and then it'll enter your first house. Now, yeah, that's going to give you an abundance of energy, but having it out of the house of sleep should help a little bit. I'm hoping for you, for your sake, that the Mars going into, see, it's at 29. It's going to cross over. So that's going to give you, yeah, you got to wait a few days there because it's a slow mover and your ascendant's at 3. So we're like December 18th, December 19th for you. So yeah, the new moon. Woohoo. The new moon. There you go. Make sense, Steffi? I'll need it because the job is challenging. Oh, hey, Vanessa. How are you? Thank you for your attention. Vanessa, I don't think I've ever seen you on our live stream before. Good to see you. Yeah, with that new job, absolutely. Well, then you'll have a perfect opportunity to focus it because it'll be Mars in Capricorn, which is super disciplined. Mars is great in Capricorn. It'll be perfect, especially for starting something new and taking orders and just getting in there and doing the work. It'll be really good for that. So that is a big bonus. Absolutely. That's good, good, good. Okay, so Lou, let me see what you got on this list here. After Steffi G is Lou, but I think it says Lou is passing, if I'm reading that right. So did Alyssa leave then? Yeah? Okay, Alyssa must have left. Because Alyssa's not on the list, and you're right. I don't see her in this chat anymore. All right. So then it's Elliot, and then Ashley, Jason. Oh, and then I'm sorry, there's Alyssa there at number 10, I think. Oh, so Vanessa said I'm watching in Brazil. Yeah, Vanessa, I see you randomly sometimes in the comments under my videos, which is wonderful. I love your comments are great. And you helped me about my midpoint on the new. Oh, I remember. Yeah. Yeah. Talk about some wicked stuff, right? Like that's your natal birth chart. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that it helped. That's great. Alyssa said I'm hearing I was number 7. What? Oh, Lord, this is getting confusing. Well, Vanessa, thanks for jumping on the chat and saying hello. All right. Frank, you're up. Let me go see what we got here in your email. It's real quick here. Haven't been here in a couple weeks. Well, we missed you too. Oh, the life drama, yeah. Yeah, we're okay. Tell me. Okay, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. All right, let's do that. Let me see where I'm at. Okay, let's get Frank's chart up here real quick. Okay, remove, open. Wow, I can't remember. Do I have you under Frank or Elliot? Which one do I have you under? You would think I'd have this memorized. Oh, I think I got it. E. Frank. That's what I have it under. Okay, let's get this up here for you. All right, so Frank's question was, before we even go there, let's go look at the natal part on his chart. We're going to he's concerned about his Saggy energy up here. Okay. Yeah, the new moon stuff, right? Okay, so this happens in your 11th house. You do have Juno at 3, and I think I gave an orb, not all the way to 3 though. Although Frank does have something at 29. Yeah. All right. Okay. And that's Frank. So this is in your 11th house as to group energy, Frank. Friends. Do you have friends that are like far away? Or maybe it's a spiritual group or, people where you have common beliefs, like similar life philosophies, spirituality. 13th, let me get to the 19th real quick here. My candle just went out and I got like smoke. The candle wax smoke is a little bit different. Okay. All right, good. You can see that. Yeah. And there it is. I almost got it to the hour. Pretty freaking that's pretty awesome. Okay. So new moons are about new beginnings. We're starting something new. Now, because you do have something at 29, it's important to know that what you have at 29 is Pan, Pan. Now, your Pan is actually an out of bounds Pan. So what that means, Pan is also about perceptions. So it's kind of fascinating because you've got it in Saggy. So for you, this would be energy to use anytime we talk about perception and Pisces energy. It's best used to create for make believe, whatever, music, sound, writing, however we create. The Pan and Saggy is about truth and speaking and sharing my truth. That's one of the big Sagittarius things is it believes that it knows the truth. And with the Pan there can be a little bit of like judgments and rose-colored glasses. So we might make assumptions and have expectations. And yeah, the subconscious or unaware judgments that we make on others can be a thing. Friends would be part of this because it's your group energy. So the new beginning is going to be with this Pan. And the Pan about deceptions, but can also be kind of fearful energy. I don't think the software calls it that, but Pan can be deceptive, right? Pan can be like the whispers, kind of like on the other side, right? Where we're getting information. Now, because it's in your 11th house, this might be what you referred to, which you were dealing with life. And so maybe you're hearing whispers from friends. But this Pan means you can't believe everything you hear. So it can make things really complicated. It can make it complicated. Your Pan being at 29 is going to be pretty strong. And usually at 29, it's kind of described like a crisis point where we kind of feel like we have to make a decision or a choice of some sort. But just remember, anytime we talk about Sagittarius energy, it can be overconfident in what it believes is the truth. It can just really things can get blown out of proportion. And so that's why I say, like, take this, whatever it is that you're going through, because, I don't know if it has anything to do with what you're currently going through. But if it does, because everything's in Sag right now, you follow? Like, this is all Sagittarius stuff. Remember the Mercury retrograde? Well, Mercury's retrograde by this new moon, it's at 10 degrees now, right? So this is more serious minded energy. And I think it's actually really good energy on the day of a new moon because on the day of a new moon is a day to create something, but it's more about talking about or writing down or focusing my meditation or my prayer or whatever you do or whatever any of us does, like whether it's just lighting a candle or just being super intentional, whether we're sitting down and astral traveling, using that Sagittarius energy to travel that way without physically traveling. It's focused on the future, but in a very serious way. It's not about dreamy focus. It's more about it's very grounded and it says, these are like the steps I have to take next and it's more goal orientated. Not that Saggy doesn't focus on those things, but because of the Mercury, we definitely are more serious minded and it can help with our thinking because Mercury and Saggy can be extremely difficult for communication, for thinking, for talking. Again, great for creating, great for prayer, great for meditation, great for all these Neptune, Jupiter kind of things, right? Even getting downloads and information. Sometimes it's just best to journal with that kind of energy or take it and just create with it. Take it and create. So group energy for you, Frank, is focus. Now, along with that is a lot of extreme need for freedom. freedom in the 11th house, because the 11th house is already about individuality and my autonomy and I'm an independent being type of thing. I'm the boss of me type of thing. But Sagi's also big on freedom. Like, you're not going to tell me what I can believe. Sagi's big on its freedoms, super big. So having Saggy in the 11th can be difficult in general for anybody, because these people would absolutely, well, if they're going to rebel, they're going to go big, because those are keywords for Saggy: go big or go home, right? So 28 degrees, it's about perceptions for you. It's about communications, words, even feelings, and feeling like you're getting messages, and like if you connect with whoever, whenever, whatever, however you get your downloads and your information, we just have to tread slowly, because fire and air are like, and that's what you have in the 11th house: fire and air. So anytime that mixture is there, if we're not using it for creating, it can, well, fire and air. Fire, when it has a touch of air added to it, like it grows. It can be quite hot and it can burn. So let me go look at your Jupiter. Your Jupiter is in Taurus, and that's the ruler, right, of that new moon is Jupiter. You've got Taurus energy it's a retrograding Jupiter too, 16 degrees. Okay. So emotions and feelings come up again. And then remember, that new moon at 28 is the same thing: emotion and feelings. It does talk about the past. And because it's in Taurus, and because your Juno is pretty darn close, even though you got a Juno in Capricorn, and then we got the Juno traveling it'll be at 26 degrees on that day, the day of the new moon, the time of the new moon. Partnerships and love is probably, yeah, lots of folks kind of thinking backwards because of all the Jupiter going through Cancer energy, thinking of the past, thinking of whether it's past loves, past commitments, people they value. And feelings are just huge. Family, home, feelings, and comfort is very big. So that's the connection. And it's connected to your emotional stability, your self-worth even. Yeah. So you just kind of want to like take it slow and understand that, you're just going to kind of not let things get blown out of proportion, if that makes sense for you. Let's go through this. I was hearing my name whispered very loudly this past week. Oh, really? Wow. You have been doing the traveling. It's a great time to be doing that kind of stuff because of just all the stuff we got going on up there. Yeah. Did you get a chance to watch the new moon video? If anybody's here who hasn't watched it, you probably should go watch it. I'm not going to go over it. That's why I created the video. But it's there's just a lot. There's a lot. So we could definitely, it's like energetic upgrades, and yeah, it's really kind of um it's kind of foresight for the 2026 coming year in a sense. Energetically, okay? Energetically. Just so that we're clear. Okay. So I was looking up the meaning of Peter Pan the other day. Isn't that interesting? Okay, well then let me add one more thing here for you. This pan in here, just so you know, if I were to click on it and read it, it's talked about where we can hear voices and whisperings, and those voices and those whisperings may be deceptive, okay? but they could also cause fear. They can also cause pandemonium even, and that's what the pan is, like a pandemonium where people get like, they just kind of like the mass mentality kind of takes over and the fear controls. Um, so yeah, just keep that in mind. Balance. Keep balance in mind. That might help. Yeah. Well, the galactic center thing, yeah, because your galactic center, I believe it says, is at 26, and that's right where Juno will be. And so to touch on that, because Juno's going to be on that, the galactic center is a powerful point in our chart, but it really is a point where it's like the Hoover up in the sky, and it's like a point of need, right? So if Juno's touching it, you might feel, even if it's just for the day before, 2 days before, and the 2 days after, you might feel this increase in the need for companionship because you're going to be focused on the future and like, hey, what the hell, man? Like this solo stuff is great. I love it, but I'm missing something here. I'm missing something. I'm missing someone here because that's Juno. It's partnerships and it'll be right on your galactic center. So this can be complicated because with the mixture again of the fire and the air, just remember you kind of just want to force things to slow down so that you can manage expectations, your own expectations for your own sake. Okay. And all that means is slowing things down. It doesn't mean things can't eventually, evolve for whatever that is. But yeah. Teamwork said she's going to win the lottery. Yay. All right. Let me go and see. Where did that list go? Okay. We got a list here. Eyes are playing games with me. So Steffi G and number 7 passing. Then Frank got in, and then an Ashley. And then let me show this because, now the list. Yeah. So if anybody's having issues with the comments, there might be issues because on YouTube, there's 2 live streams going, although it's really one live stream. They're just giving you the option of 2 different formats. One is a vertical, one is a horizontal. So I'm being shown all of the comments shown in the vertical and the horizontal. At least that's what they're telling me. They're showing me when someone makes a comment in the vertical format, like they actually highlight it for me, which means the other ones are in the horizontal. So I'm supposedly being able to see all the comments. Okay. So just bear with me if anybody feels like there's a weird thing with the comments. I mean, that happens sometimes anyway. Okay, so Ashley Jason, I think your name is next on that list. So Alyssa, I think Alyssa, I see you back here. Frank was supposed to be number 10. Well, our normal person who does our list for us wasn't able to do it tonight. So we just have somebody who's kind of stepping in. So just so you know, nobody's getting paid. Like everybody's here just trying to help this move along. So everybody, please have patience. There's bound to be mistakes. We're just trying to keep this organized, and so somehow things are kind of wonky, and I'm sure the 2 live streams don't help, even though they do help. They help with the numbers. I will say that, and that's the only reason we're doing it. Because if I don't have a vertical format, like they don't, the channel just gets completely glossed over. It's completely invisible. Yeah, there's a lot of talk about. That's a good question, Vanessa. There is a lot of talk about that. And yeah. And that triple conjunction, and again, we'll talk about when we get closer to it, but that conjunction, it's a big deal, and it has to do with Venus. Venus has her 8-year cycles, and so values and money is gonna be a thing for sure. But not just values and money. I mean, it's more specific to that because it's in Cappy, but that can be committed relationships too and partnerships, long-term stuff. So, where did Ashley go? I'm sorry, Ashley. I saw that comment. It just popped up and I don't know why some comments just jump right out in my head. And okay, so Ashley, I don't know who you are, which is fine. Welcome to the live stream, but I need your birth time, birth date, birth city, birth state. I would need all of that to be able to draw up a chart for you, and that's what I read. Unless you've been here before under a different name, which sometimes happens, but I don't recognize the Ashley Jason. So Um, hmm. So we're going to the next name on the list because I can only spend time and work on that stuff, work on your chart if I have your chart. If I don't have your chart, then then I don't have it. But you can get it to me. You can put it in the chat. You can send it to an email, and then we'll loop back around to you. All right. All right. So does that mean I think Alyssa? I think it's coming around to you. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I think Alyssa, you're next. Maybe Alyssa isn't here any longer. Alyssa, what am I looking at? Hello, hello, hello. I think you're next, Alyssa. Your name is up, but I don't know if you're here. She might have left. I have the new moon on top of my Jupiter. So if I win the lottery, you will know or not. Well, like I said before, if we don't hear from you, we know that you won. Like, if you ghost us, we're like, damn, she won, which would be great. Would just be great. Yeah. New moon on top of is Jupiter your great benefic? I mean, man. I mean, Jupiter and yeah. Wow. So you have your Jupiter in Saggy. I was just going to say Jupiter in Cancer. You have Jupiter in Saggy. So you have a Jupiter. No, you have Jupiter in Saggy? Oh, you could. Wow. Well, don't miss out on Jupiter and its gift-giving abilities. Okay, so Ashley, we're back with you. I see you got your stuff right there, and since the other person's name I called isn't here or didn't answer, I'm going to go ahead and draw your chart up. So while I'm drawing your chart up, what's your question? It's a quick read. Unless you, if for people that gift the channel, then I spend more time on their charts. Otherwise, I'm just going to pull the chart up, do a quick read for you. And because I've never seen your chart before, I'm probably just going to take a look at the basics of your chart. Unless something really, I kind of go with where I'm directed, with what jumps out at me. If your chart screams at me, or if it has something to say, something I need to say, something that needs to be read, which has happened before. But I follow that lead, not the other way around. So let me create this chart real quick for you. And I tell you, people, I know it's complicated, but there's a certain amount of patience that really people have to have. Doing like a live stream where we're just kind of making it work and we're winging it and it's spontaneous, that's The spontaneity is kind of, it's part of the live stream that I like, is the spontaneity of it. It's, it's just an organic thing. It's just like, okay, you just don't know what's gonna happen. So there's some excitement in that. So you are September 5th, 1983. And, did you just stumble upon the live stream tonight? Or or how did you find the channel? I don't recognize your name. I know I already said that. Or did you just see me like a crazy lady doing charts? So it's 10:49 AM. I love that you have your birth digits. Flemington, New Jersey. All right. Okay, I'm almost there. Okay. Let's get this up here. Okay, let me see what we got here. Yep, you're welcome, Ashley. But you first have to tell me how you found us. Or you just stumbled upon? Somebody else said that they just stumbled upon. Oh, Great Britain. Yeah, I know you woke up, huh? You can't go back to sleep. Well, you came to the right place. I'll put your ass right back to sleep. People tell me that all the time. I put them right to sleep. All right, we got Ashley's chart up here. I've never seen Ashley's chart before. Let me take a look at it. So let me get rid of this because we're just going to take a look at the chart. Okay. Saggy, 5 degrees. Look at that. Jupiter and Uranus conjunct. You see that? Okay. And your sun is above, so that Jupiter is your greater benefic. Okay. You're a Scorpio rising with Saturn on your ascendant, but Saturn's in your 12th house. Okay. Pluto in the 12th house. Pluto in Libra in the 12th house. Okay. Woo, Mercury at 0. Whoa. Okay. A lot of okays going on here. You got Chiron at a low degrees, 2 degrees. Oh, righty. You're going to have, yeah, interesting times, really interesting times coming up for you in 2026. And that Chiron kind of jumped out big too. And I understand why, because you have Jupiter at the exact opposition, damn near exact of your Chiron. So that Chiron is wounds. These are wounds. This is Chiron, the wounded healer. Now, these wounds are deep, deep. And these can be wounds that possibly with siblings and classmates, coworkers and neighbors, communication, learning, thinking, speaking. But being able to talk about the wounds and the vulnerabilities. Chiron is called the wounded healer. So with those wounds, once you're able to talk about them, if you already are not doing that, this Jupiter at the opposing side of it can really send its energy down and really kind of blow them out of proportion. Now, the ability to learn and think and communicate and write and speak, anything that's like Gemini energy, right? Sharing information, friends, even, coworkers, just peers in general. There's deep wounds and vulnerabilities in the soul's energy. Okay. And it affects your self worth. So, on some level, there is energy there where, especially because you have a retrograding Mercury at a 0 degrees, a Mercury is also that mind energy, and it's that Mercury that's ruling this Gemini energy over here. So there might be like very sudden bursts of information, spontaneous, but it might be sort of considered to be a little on the aggressive side. But it's probably not something that happens like all the time. It might, like I said, happen in these little surprising little bursts because a 0 degrees is it's extreme energy and it's unpredictable. It's unpredictable. And so that can be in really important relationships. And the connection with the really important relationships with your Chiron is that when we have the relationships that people we're really close with, physically close with, emotionally close with, just people that we're intimate with, people that we feel really bonded to. Our communication with them, our ability to communicate with them about those vulnerabilities and about the wounds, this is it's a big connection. And it's a nice trine to it. So it's a possibility, like this is something that you have already started working on. Now, with all of that said, 2026, you're going to have Uranus over here, which is going to be like shocks and surprises and disruptions and just sudden stuff. And it will be sudden communications, but it's going to be in your 8th house. So there can be surprises with endings. Surprises with endings. Sometimes these endings can literally be like a metaphorical ending. Sometimes they could actually be literally a loss, a death of somebody. That's a possibility. At 2 degrees, it's a possibility. It just might be a loss in your values, and that might means, cha-ching, because 8th house is taxes, right? Like what I owe, like that's that 8th house energy. It's also inheritances too, right? But it's our shared values. We think of couples and people who are married and their shared assets when we think of the 8th house. But the wounds and the healing when we're able to communicate. And many times if we can't talk to the significant one, significant other, or group energy of friends or just whoever like gets you and you feel comfortable enough to talk to. 8th house energy is psychiatry, where people go and they will literally get a professional because they need to talk about stuff. And it's it's the thing to do. It is the thing to do with 8th house energy. Okay. Especially with Uranus energy. Now, Uranus can be a boss, can be an authority figure in your life. And what is um you know, chances are you might have already had a taste of this because Uranus was here at 1 degrees last year. In 2025, I should say. I'm already in 2026 in my brain. But yeah, Uranus was already over here. It touched your 8th house cusp line. We'll put it like that. And it would have triggered that Jupiter. So that Jupiter and Uranus at the opposite end of each other, they really, Jupiter's going to expand upon the surprises and our thoughts about the future and what am I going to do about me. And it connects with literally your values, with your income, but you've got travel in that 2nd house and freedom in that 2nd house. And you've got learning and higher learning and spirituality in that 2nd house and the law, like justice and equality and freedom and lawyer type of energy. You've got all that in your 2nd house. So that's going to be a big deal in 2026 for you. So you might have had a taste of some of that already, but Uranus is coming back around. Okay. It's going to be coming back around. And yeah. Oh, there you go. I have evolved. There you go. Very good. Okay. Very good. Yeah, that's the wonderful thing about Saggy energy. Plus, you have Neptune in Saggy. You have your freaking South Node in Saggy. Oh my God. So, yeah. I mean, yes, freedom is a big deal. Sagittarius, there's kind of with Saggy energy, it's tricky because, I mean, it's just tricky. They value their freedom. They just do. Their freedom and their independence. And you have freaking Uranus and Saggy. So that is just like go big in independence, right? It's huge. So yeah, the ideals around unity and oneness and this is all going to be really strong and a value for you. But the deeper truths and spirituality and maybe even a little bit of like mystical type of energy and the occult, like, yeah, that's Sagittarius stuff. So I don't know how much you know about astrology, but again, I would just be aware of Uranus coming back around and then having it going through your eighth house. But the main thing is really Uranus, that timeline when it's going to be between your Jupiter and your Uranus on the other side of your chart. Because it's working with values and shared values, your second house and your eighth house. And so the fire energy, again, another chart, fire energy is going to be huge in 2026. There's a lot of the, Saturn and all that, Neptune, and then the nodes are going to be moving, and they're all going to be in fire. So there's a beginning kind of energy that will be happening for everybody. And so for you, that's your values, possibly work and money and income, maybe something with health, possibly because you've got Aries in the sixth house, and you'll have Saturn, but it's going to be a while before Neptune gets there because you got your sixth begins at 10 degrees, so that's really focused on work and long-term goals for sure. But yeah, you've got a beautiful trine. You've got this really nice trine, a fire trine, and you've got Leo at the top. So overall for your chart, I would say that 2026, money and income and your daily routines and your profession are really going to be lit up. Really going to be lit up because you've got fire in those second, sixth, and the 10th house. And those are big. Fire is just a huge thing. And so for everybody listening, knowing where the fire signs are in your chart, what houses they're in, that's how you understand. Like, oh, that's where my fire trine is going to be. Yes, that's where your fire trine is going to be. There's going to be a lot of power there, a lot of new beginnings, a lot of innovation, a lot of just a lot of things kind of feeling more stabilized, even though it'll be in the midst of change. It will absolutely be in the midst of change because I was just doing a reading earlier and the Neptune energy in January, there's a there's a video for it. You guys will see it in a week or two, or maybe 2 weeks. The Neptune is, it's going to be reaching that 2959, which means Neptune will be done with Pisces for the rest of our lives, like never again. And it's a huge ending. It's a huge ending. And it's not just a huge ending in terms of like right now, my life, like, oh, I just washed the dishes. It's a huge ending in karmic connections. It's a huge ending in even in like generational karmic stuff where we had like these soul bonds and soul ties. Like there's things we've accomplished, there's work we've done where we've accomplished and we've completed. And so Neptune can dissolve those bonds. And if they're dissolved by Neptune, that's the way you want to do it. That's the way you want it to be. And so understanding there's going to be almost a freeing sensation, which there is, because then after Neptune or after Pisces goes to Aries, and Aries is all about my independence, my freedom. I can do what I want now. It's me, and it's courageous and it's ready to embark on that new, to go where no man has gone before. It's the pioneer, right? It's ready to get out and go into whatever it's ready to go out and go into. So for people with the fire in the houses of income and money and values, you're probably going to have changes, of course, like all of us will, but probably a little bit of some stabilizing assistance because where the Aries energy is with Saturn going through there and Neptune, it definitely brings on a beginning, but it's a beginning that you kind of already dabbled with a year ago. Okay, so that's for all of us. You kind of dabbled with it already a year ago, so you know what that was. But then Saturn and Neptune made their move and went back out. Yeah. Alrighty. So, oh, you are welcome, Frank. Yep. Much love to you too. You are very welcome. I have Taurus and Venus in the seventh. Yep. You sure do. All right. Okay. So, with that said, I don't know if we still have a list going or if we have anybody else waiting or if anybody came back that had already left. So I'm just gonna like move along. Uh, yeah. And if there's somebody here in the chat who hasn't had their chart looked at, right? We look at charts, but I got to have your birth time, birth date, birth city, birth state. Got to have your digits. Oh, wait. Speaking of digits, so if I have your chart and if I've drawn it up, I usually save it and put it in the system. And we hold on to them because we do this every Saturday. And then the last Saturday every month, we do it privately. We have a private live. So if anybody's interested in the private lives, it's a very small group of people. Yeah, reservation only. It is limited seating. The email is down below under this live stream. Contact me if you want to get in on that. The January one is already full though. Okay. So it would be a February private lives if anybody wants in on that. Okay. Um, Boy, it's a Sagittarius night, huh? This one's like, I'm a Sagittarius. It's a big Sagittarius night. Must be the Saggy new moon coming up, huh? People are like, it's not just the Saggy new moon, right? Yeah. The Atlas, the AI. Yeah, that, man, it's headed on a path towards Jupiter. If you see I don't know if anybody clicked on that video I did, but there's a link on there you can go and follow, and you can go to their webpage and you can watch in not in real time. It's a simulation, of course. You can see Atlas. It's headed right for Jupiter, and it's like, damn, because Jupiter's going to be a big deal in 2026. So it's like, huh, wow. I think it's a big boost for folks if they haven't. I don't know. Sometimes I think people get kind of this kind of energy can be confusing. It's like we realize we're experiencing something, we're feeling something. There's like this recognition of like, what is that? And you don't even know how to describe it, but you get part of your head can maybe even feel it. And people describe it as, well, you need probably to get more sleep because it's like this energy download and it's an increase in upgrading the energy in general in our auric field, and so we kind of feel it, but it's like, how do you talk about it? And then it's like, so what do you do with it? Like, what does it really mean anyway? So I think it can be confusing in that way. Yeah, an energy shift. Yeah, you probably felt it when that would have been, yep, that would have been when it came into our galaxy, when the AI came into the galaxy. Yep. Absolutely. A lot of folks talk about it, saying that very same thing. Yeah. Yeah, and it makes sense because if it's Jupiter energy, it's Sagittarius energy, so it really kind of just expands it. And it's almost like it's I don't know how to explain it. Because I know I've been kind of going through it, and you don't I don't really have words for it. It's just like you feel it. Something's going on. But some people, you can have moments where you're feeling like you're seeing windows into the future, like you're getting information, you know. Um where you're kind of getting a peek of the veil being pulled back, and you're getting, you know, a look into the crystal ball type of thing, which I don't really like to say, but we get glimpses into the future. And so I think sometimes Sagittarius energy with that can be tricky because it can be, it goes through our own field. And our own field, it's like a prism in a sense, which means it's a different experience for everybody, and it's going to be a different meaning for everybody. It's very personal. Yeah, very personal. So, some of the things I wanted to kind of focus on, because I'm probably going to, the 2026, somebody asked a question about the Capricorn stuff that's coming. And I've got a video up. It talks about the weekly energies in general. Oh, actually, it's not on the channel yet, but it's already been recorded. But there's going to be a major Venus cycle, right? And then for 2026, we have two of them, actually. We have Venus completing a cycle, and then we have Venus starting a cycle. And that matters because Venus is my desires, my love, and my money. So that is one of the themes for 2026. And many times, yes, income, I've spoken about it on some people's charts. Very, very, like, I don't want to say a startup-y energy, but it kind of is going to be that way. And people in general, especially for people who will be dealing with, I'm done with that. I don't want to do that for a living anymore, or where there are, departments eliminated or downsizing happening. People, again, reevaluating how they make money. And all that's based on where their values lie, right? And so people then going further and saying, I realize I have like these other gifts. I have these other skill sets, because a lot of that's going to be revealed in 2026. And so with that, it's like, okay, so can I make money off of this? Can I make money doing this? And so it's kind of like the Aries energy of really initiating something and going forward into a place that I haven't gone before, and work that I haven't done before. And maybe would I be working for myself? Is that realistic? And so those are some really important questions that each individual has to kind of wrestle with for themselves. So for some folks, it's a new life direction that they'll be taking, literally, because it's like, okay, I got a new skill set. And when one thing ends, it's like, it's a perfect opportunity to start something new. And these new approaches and these new life directions, remember I said we kind of dabbled in them in 2025? This energy that we'll be having in 2026, it will strengthen that. So I was using the word stabilizing it somewhat because Saturn's going to be in Aries, and Saturn tends to stabilize. But it will actually really, or also add strength to that dabbling that we did into that kind of new thing, that new perspective or life direction that we were taking. So this will be happening on a large scale as well as on the personal scale. And that's how it works, right? Because if corporations are, if some corporations are no longer around, right, then we're reevaluating really quickly if we were working for those corporations. And so this is all part of the big Venus thing, because in January of 2026, there will be a conjunction. And I'm not going to pull the chart up right now or any of that, but I'm just going to talk about it, hopefully in a non-astrological way. With this new cycle, it's Venus finishing a cycle in January, okay, where she is getting to, where she's completed. Because if you've ever seen the Venus cycles, she makes like these, kind of looks like a lotus flower in a sense, or you could call it a star, however you want to look at it. but she's completed it. And it takes her 8 years to actually go ahead and complete it, right? So if you're following it and you're seeing it, you're like, holy crap, it's done. And it's in Capricorn. This is corporations. This is businesses. This can be some government energy as well. So there is a value connected with corporations. There's a value connected with government energy, big boss energy. Yeah. My long term goals and plans and my long term commitments. Okay. What I've been working on, what I want to work on, or what I'm willing to work on really hard, like diligently every single day, where I'm very serious and I won't give up on it and I just keep working. This Venus is finished. She's finished. So, in other words, it's what other thing can I consider to do? What is my new value in terms of work or in terms of what am I willing to commit to? But it's all going to be based on what your values are. And your self-worth is going to be big. Self-worth is big anytime we talk about Venus. So it's not just love, but self-worth, because love of self, of course. Hold on a minute. What the hell is that? Oh, it's Taffy. I'm like, there's some crazy ass noise in here. All right, well, come on over here if you want to come up. Come on. Come on. Are you coming? Come on. There you go. Okay. Yeah, your towel's already there. Your sister was here earlier. Okay. There you go. So it's just getting my mind around new ways of making a living. Okay. The economy will still be an issue, especially since there will be a lot of changes and on a large scale. Okay. There will also be a lot of creative energy. There will be a shit ton of support for being creative. And so this is really helpful, knowing that that energy is going to be, and it's not just creative energy, but it's courageous, right? Think Leo energy, very courageous energy. Think Saggy with the confidence. So it's a mixture of all the fire, the courage, and the confidence to move forward, to rise up above and beyond. What is that? Onward and upward shit kind of thing, right? So spirituality can be part of it because there will absolutely be increased intuitions. Okay. We could have new spiritual leaders. We could have new leaders, period. New military leaders, but also new, whether it's governments and heads of state and all that kind of good stuff. The thing that's going to be super important is to be open to creativity and to your creative ideas, because these changes for 2026 will also include physical changes. It's not just going to be like all here and all here. And yeah, I mean, with the increase of fire energy in general, there's an increase of heat. That's an increase of heat on the planet as well. So the earth itself too going through changes for sure. So it's not just us, but it's us and the earth together, undergoing energetic upgrades. Okay. So we have to have these creative solutions, and health will be a thing. Health will be a thing. And it's not to say, all of a sudden they have bad health. No, I don't think it's going to be like that. I think it's going to be more around people are going to be thinking about health in terms of what can I actually do for myself. It's almost as if people will be taking more responsibility for their health and being more serious in terms of holding themselves responsible for it, instead of being so dependent on institutional and doctors and hospitals and stuff. Not that there's not a place for that, there is, but taking more responsibility for our own health and well-being. Grounding will be very important. grounding energy will also be very important, especially for people, because if you have higher intuitions, if we're having these energetic upgrades, what that means is, well, at least the way I understand it, what it means is you will have to spend time, scheduling time to make sure that you are finding ways to ground yourself. Because when we aren't grounded, like we get sidetracked to our duties, our responsibilities, our job, our paying the bills, literally finding ways to that, that we could take care of ourselves, especially if we're new to this stuff, especially if we aren't used to connecting and having those highly intuitive bursts and moments and knowing how to recalibrate. So, knowing how to stay balanced and connected and grounded will be important. And it should be probably made or incorporated into my daily routine in general, because it'll be amped up even more, because we're going to have Neptune going through Aries. And see, Aries is your body, your physical body. So with Neptune traveling through Aries energy, Neptune is more of the higher vibrations. It's the 5D, 5D, 7D. It's not the 3D. It's not the material and the tangible. So it can create like a disconnect, and it can create like some confusion about my body and myself. Definitely about one's boundaries. My physical boundaries will be important. And because see, Neptune can kind of dissolve whatever it comes into contact with. I know you need a scratching post for your cheeks, but that's not it, baby. So the main thing with that Neptune energy going through Aries, wherever Aries is in your chart, is to just know to kind of, depending upon a lot of other things, but to know that Aries can kind of lash out. It can be harsh. It can be combative and impatient and frustrated. And so Neptune likely will dissolve those things, which is one of the beautiful things about that connection. It'll dissolve Aries' ego, even, because it'll take on spiritual activity, Aries, physical, being active. But I'm under the impression of Neptune. So I'm taking action with all the Neptune keywords. And I'm thinking about unity and oneness. And I think someone said something in the chat about unconditional love, right? Aries will definitely be more about we energy, be more about the we energy, because when Neptune dissolves the ego, it says, okay, I can't just be focused on only me, right? But when we're highly sensitive and highly in tune, we will just, again, it's about the grounding energy and about making sure that we are establishing healthy boundaries. Bottom line, establishing healthy boundaries. That will be imperative. If not, we're going to feel tired and run down, because Neptune can easily do that in Aries energy. It doesn't just dissolve Aries energy, or I mean, its ego and its boundaries. It can dissolve and make the body tired. It can take away that fiery fight kind of energy. Okay. I will also mention that Neptune is also like hospitals and institutional energy, right? So some people, depending upon other things in their chart, people may find themselves in the need of being in a hospital. That could be a real thing. Okay. Adaptability and being open and willing to explore will be also very important for 2026. Those will be key factors. Now, I have a couple other things here that I've written down. I wanted to kind of talk about some of the more positive stuff about attracting good fortune, clearing generational karma, transforming your present stuff, transforming your life path even, but opportunities to change our fate. There will be, well, there's another big event that happens. There's a once every 60-year event that will happen in 2026. And with this energy, it's a mixture of two planets. I'm not even gonna say what they are, it'll just be easier not to. But what it does is it can bring about change where we're incorporating the past and the present and the future. So it 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 kind of feels a little bit like Jupiter energy because we kind of have the intuition and the intuitiveness to be connected to the future, but in a more grounded way. So it's not just about my dreams, it's more about, but is this realistic? Is this doable? Like I can dream this, but do I have the steps that can logically, rationally, like in a tangible way, like can I actually start on this path? Can I actually do this? And with that sort of intention and that thinking around it, we're literally kind of increasing our own willpower. And by doing that, it's almost as though we have an opportunity where our own willpower and our soul literally kind of have a conversation. And so, with that, is this new path that we are willing to blaze with all the fire energy. But that new path that you're willing to blaze is grounded. It's got like a Saturn Capricorny vibration to it. So it's more about it's organized, it's structured, it's thinking very long term, and it's setting up like obtainable goals, like a list of obtainable goals. So this energy for 2026, although there will definitely be changes and there will definitely be challenges, there can definitely also be some very optimistic, bright spots where we're initiating change. And we have the courage and we have, the wherewithal to move forward, the whole onward and upward and fearlessness even of Aries energy. Aries is, yeah, quite fearless. So I think um, one of the keys at the foundation of all this will be for folks to pay attention to their Venus energy in general. Not so much like, okay, where the heck is my Venus, but your values, your self worth, your self love, your self care. Because once we do, we have a clear understanding of what we're willing to do for self and then for others. And that will be important because fire will tend to want to go it alone. It'll want to blaze that path. It'll want to lead. It will want to just kind of like start it, but not necessarily maybe finish it. But it's going to, if it's connected, if it's grounded, then it will be something that can be finished. So that's where it's going to be important, and the networking and talking with other people and being flexible. Those things will be important. And fire, yeah. If others get too close, sometimes they can get burned. So it will take some careful navigating. But I think necessity will be at the top of the list. And you know what they say, right? Like the mother of inventions is necessity. Like the needs will be at the top of the list because of the economic crap that 2025, the intentional shit of 2025, the economic uncertainty will still be growing in 2026. So necessity will probably push some folks out of their comfort zone. And that's where Uranus comes in Gemini. That's where Uranus says it'll give us the new ideas. It'll give us the I want to break out of the routine. So there is a lot of support individually, a lot of support on the micro level for every one of us to to go forward, and to be courageous with it and to have the confidence at the same time. So I want to see here on my list if I had anything else. I mean, there's a lot of things that occur, but the Venus for that Capricorn stuff. Here's just a few things I have jotted down. When Venus is in Capricorn and when Venus makes a completion, she is now, I always say I love Venus in Capricorn because she's mature. She's long-term focused. She's not petty. She's not all about the flowers and the candy, right? She's a smart Venus. She's going for the long goal, okay? So she is committed. She is practical. The words mature love I have here. She's focused realistically on what will pay off in the long term. She will have the ability to say no. She will be able to make decisions. She'll be strategic and she'll be able to observe. The long-term planning will be important. She will conserve. She won't spend frivolously. This is why I love Venus in Capricorn. She will not spend her money frivolously. Okay? That will be important. And what's wonderful, this is like a gift because her being part of that big conjunction coming in January, it sets the tone. You see, it sets the tone going forward with our values. All right. Because it will take us into another point that Venus is going to have, another cycle that Venus is beginning, but that won't happen until October. The next Venus new point, we'll call it, happens in October. So based on what happens in January and what our long-term commitments are, we will know by October. We will be in a position because we'll be reevaluating with our Venus energy. We will be taking another serious look and we'll be, saying, okay, so how far has this gone? Am I on course? Do we need to make some adjustments? And in Scorpio energy, if something or someone needs to be let go, Venus will do it. It will happen. So for some folks, yeah, it could be a time of, okay, this is over. It can be that kind of energy. And it could have to do with, Scorpio stuff. So shared values. It doesn't have to be, there could be a few different ways that could look. But bonded energy is that Scorpio stuff. So the good thing about Venus also in Capricorn is she's ready for new goals. She's a very serious builder. She's, seeking recognition. She seeks recognition. So she's going to be kind of a hard worker. And it will enhance powerful developments, powerful opportunities. She'll be very responsible. Because remember, it's about duty and work, responsibilities. And she will also make plans based on history, like lessons learned, things that she's been through. Because, Saturn is that tried and true and tested type of energy where we're just not running about nilly-willy. We're basing things on expertise. We're talking to experts and professionals. We're not just, getting our best friend's opinion on something. We're seeking out a professional type of thing. Yeah, it's a smart Venus. It's a smart Venus. People who are responsible, people who get the job done based on experience and expertise. So this is why I love Venus when she's in Capricorn. She's such a smart Venus. And I think we can all benefit from it because I don't have a Venus in Capricorn in my chart. Matter of fact, my Venus is in freaking Aries. So in a way, I feel like I'm like, I don't know, sometimes when I do the astrology for Venus in Capricorn, I'm just like, damn, I wish I had that. But my Venus is in young ass Aries, not in mature, tried, true, tested Cappy, where it's got the expertise and the experience. You see, so it's a big difference. It's a big difference. Venus and Aries would be young and almost immature and like a green behind the ears type of thing, and just very juvenile in terms of money, values, love, desires, even. Yeah, it would be like you think of Mars as a young energy, Aries as a young energy. So Venus could be very silly with her values and with her money and with her desire and appearances. Oh my God, right? Venus and Aries, appearances. So kind of, yeah, kind of young. We'll leave it like that, kind of young. All right. So I think that's all I'm going to talk about for 2026. And if anybody didn't get to hear this or missed out on it, um, I'll try to clip this off from the live stream so that it's just a little piece about 2026 and maybe re-upload it as a separate video by itself so that if anybody missed out or wants to listen again, they can do that. Yeah, happy-go-lucky can be there for sure with Venus and Aries. Aries likes to have fun, likes to play. It's young for sure. But it can, because it's going to value its freedom and its independence and it's going to desire that. Yeah, it can be tricky. Yes, 2026 reveals. Yeah, which by the way, we'll have more 2026 reveals, a little bit of I guess you could call it a forecasting. It'll be all the signs. We'll do all the signs. I'm doing like a collaboration with another channel. And yeah, I'll have the date. I think it's January 14th. January 14th? Yeah, January 14th. And it'll be 7:30 p.m. Central Time. So adjust for the time zone you live in. And I do not, at the top of my head, have the name of the channel. Don't ask me why I don't have the name of the channel, but I will as soon as I have it. I just need to send an email and be like, hey, what's the name of that channel? I will be doing a breakdown on all the signs of the Zodiac for 2026. It'll just be like a speed reading for each one, literally, because I won't be looking at anybody's charts. But I believe they're going to be doing like I think they're going to be doing like a spin on the wheel where the names in the chat are put on this wheel and then they spin it. And then whoever's name comes up, you get a 15-minute reading with me. I think that's how we're doing it. Some of the details might change. Yeah, I think that's how we're doing it. So yeah, once I get the name of that channel, we'll bring it on and I'll let you guys know for sure. But if anybody's interested, yeah. Yep, you are welcome. Oh yeah. Obsolete energy. Yeah, that is so totally what it's going to be, Lou. There's just so much has already been destroyed. I mean, so much of the old ways that things were has been yeah, just dismantled. Just dismantled. Yeah. All right. We are going to end this. I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. Thank you for everybody who came and who participated. And we'll be back here next week. If you, again, send me an email. If you want to take part in the private live, send me an email. If you want to be part of the Astrology 101, Learn Astrology 101. I've got some folks who are lined up and who are ready for classes. We will be doing that on a Saturday night. It'll be, yeah, taking the place of one of the Starry Night live streams. We'll do it that way because for right now, that's the only time I got. It's the only time slot I have. So if you want in that, or if you have questions, just send me an email and we'll go from there. All right, and thank you, Lou, for taking over for Stacy. I know it was a little wonky tonight, but that's all right. I didn't think we were going to have too busy of a night. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. the energy feels like it's really like one foot in one door and one foot in the other. Like you can feel the transition. It's a little, yeah, it's like, I'm not committed to this, I'm not committed to that. Like you're in between two different places. That's kind of how it feels. So with that said, we'll be back next week. Everybody take care, stay safe, and stay warm. Stay warm. See you next week at 9 p.m. Thank you, Lou. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, everyone else. Bye.